Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Obviously you guys read the title and you are probably shocked because I have kept this a very big secret in my life. My parents don't know about this. My best friends don't really know about this. No one really knows this part of my life. And I don't know why I felt like sharing this, but I felt like talking about it. I feel like it might help others and it might bring awareness to the topic. And today's video is going to be about how I quit smoking. The real reason why I'm super scared of talking about this, there's actually two reasons. Is one, I'm really embarrassed for smoking cigarettes, and it's very embarrassing. I don't know why I feel that way. If you smoke cigarettes, I'm not judging you, but for me, I feel like I might get hate on this video. And the second one being my parents don't know about this, and when they watch this, that's when they're gonna find out. But I'm really scared of the reaction that they're gonna have because they're very anti that. And I just wanted to say that I stopped. I am no longer doing that. I'm no longer smoking cigarettes. That was in the past. And I think everyone lives and learns, and you do stupid stuff. I'm trying not to curse because now I'm getting monetized, so I'm trying not to curse. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be talking about, and I'm gonna talk about how I started doing that and then how I stopped. All my life, I hated the smell of cigarettes. I hated it. Every time I would pass by someone who was smoking, I would have to like close my nose because it was atrocious. It was disgusting. And I never in a million years thought that I would end up smoking because I just hated the smell of it. I knew how bad it was for you. I think smoking cigarettes is like the worst possible thing that you can do at this point because it's like so bad for your lungs. So I never in a million years thought that I would do it. I thought I was gonna be smart enough not to do it. But, okay, the first time I smoked cigarettes was when I started college. So when I started college, you know, you try new things, you meet new people, and you're just having fun. So when I started college, I was really good friends with this girl, and she would smoke cigarettes. We became really close. We started hanging out before class, after class, and we just started hanging out a lot. One day, she actually invited me to the car because she wanted to smoke a cigarette before class started, and obviously in school you can't smoke cigarettes in college. So she invited me to her car and she started smoking cigarettes, and then she offered me one, and that was honestly the first time I was ever offered cigarettes. And I felt like I was put under a lot of pressure. But in my mentality, I was like, you know what, it's just one. I'm just gonna give it a try. I'm probably not gonna like it because I hate the smell. So I ended up smoking my first cigarette. And honestly, I didn't like it. It wasn't something that I was like, wow, like I need to get into it. Like I didn't really like it at all, but it kind of became like our routine. So, like every time we would have class, like before or after, we would smoke a cigarette after or before class. And it kind of just became a routine. I never liked it. It wasn't something that I liked, but it was just something to do with my new friend. And it was like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt kind of cool at doing it. I felt like this thrilling thing, like, wow, like I'm smoking cigarettes. Like it's something that you shouldn't do, but I'm doing. So I felt kind of good about it. Not really, but I felt cool. And I know that's like stupid, but I'm just telling my honest truth. And that's just how I felt. So it was just, you know, we were smoking on and off. And then I dropped out of college. So I stopped hanging out with her because she was like full-time student. Like she was in college all the time, and she lived she lived north of me, like very north of me. So we stopped hanging out. And I never, ever reached back to cigarettes. I never purchased it on myself or like on my own. And it wasn't something that I cared to do. It was kind of just like a thing to do with your friend. So fast forward to when I started working at Target. This all happened about 2 years ago. So fast forward when I started working at Target, I became really, really close with one of my coworkers, and we just became really, really close, and we would hang out all the time. Like the same thing with my friend, like we would hang out before work, after work, on our lunch breaks, and we became so close that we tried to hang out. Like we tried to schedule ourselves accordingly so that we could like work at the same time and get lunch breaks at the same time, which was really hard, but we were really, really close. But like 3 weeks into working with her, at lunch break, she invited me to smoke a cigarette outside. And I was like, oh my God, like I shouldn't do it again. It should have just been something that I did before. Like I tried, but I didn't like. And then she invited me outside on our lunch break, and we started smoking 305s. And I know a lot of people hate 305s. I don't know why. That's just what I smoked, was 305s. So she invited me outside. We smoked a cigarette, and it kind of just became our routine as well. It was just kind of something to do, to like release the anger from work and to just like relax and, chill. So it started from smoking 2 times with her like a week, to 3 times a week, to 4 times a week, to like a whole week of smoking cigarettes with her. And it kind of got out of hand, I'm not gonna lie. And it was a little bit embarrassing because there was a couple times where like I would smoke and then I would put a little bit of perfume before, because we would always smoke either before or during lunch. And like she always had like perfume with her. So whenever we would smoke, we would put a crap ton of perfume and like hope that no one can smell it. And I was 18 at the time, so I feel like it's a little bit embarrassing. Like I started smoking really early, so that's really, really embarrassing. So I would like douse myself in like perfume. But there was a couple of times where some workers and even some customers, some workers asked me like, oh my God, you smell terrible, do you smoke? And I felt so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed, I'm not gonna lie. And then some like customers like looked at me weird, and you can tell that they were like smelling the cigarettes off of me, and I was really young, I was only 18. So yeah, it kind of was an embarrassing thing, but it was fun. I liked it. Like I said, I never really liked the taste, the smell. I knew it was really, really bad for you, and I didn't think I would ever like get attached or addicted to cigarettes. So when it went from like 2 days a week to like 3 days a week, and then 4 days a week, and then so on, that's when it kind of started getting a little bit too dependent on it, I guess you can say. So that was just our routine. We smoked before work or lunch break, and that was just our thing. By the way, my friend was a lot older than me. She was 45. I tend to like connect with older people than connecting with younger people for some reason. I think I just have an old soul. But she was 45, and she was addicted. Like she was full on addicted to cigarettes. This lady, I remember one time I went to her car, and it's just really, really sad. I saw like 10, like in her back seats, I saw like 10 like finished packs of cigarettes. And I asked her, I was like, oh my God, like, I felt like really rude asking her, but I was like, oh my God, like, is that old? And she was like, no, that's like from the past week. I was like, how the hell do you have enough money to buy like 10 packs of cigarettes every week? Like you're working at Target, you get like paid $11.50, like how? But yeah, this lady was really, really addicted, and I felt really, really bad. So that was just a routine. But eventually I ended up getting fired from Target. And maybe I'll make a story time about that, because it's pretty crazy. I got in a fight with my manager, like a screaming match with my manager. Definitely leave in the comment section below if you want to hear that story. So I ended up getting fired, and my source of cigarettes was gone. I had never really purchased cigarettes. I only got into cigarettes from like my friends. And this lady had like so much cigarettes that she would just offer me and offer me and offer me. And I would never have to pay or buy my own cigarettes. So my source of cigarettes was pretty much completely gone. I wouldn't say I was like addicted. I just felt like I was starting to get a little dependent on it. I felt like after getting fired and not having cigarettes, I felt like I kind of missed it. I did miss it, and I was like, oh my god, like I kind of wish I had a cigarette right now on me, and I wish I was smoking right now, and it kind of was like that. So I didn't stop smoking. Back in the day, I would go on a lot of dates, and I'm not saying that proudly. I'm not like, proud of it, but I would go on a lot of dates back in the day, and most of my dates had cigarettes on them because I would always go out with like older men. So most of them had cigarettes on them. So whenever I would go on a date, I would smoke cigarettes with my date. And I would go on like 2 dates a week, maybe even more. And I know that sounds really, really bad, but I was just living my life. I was 18 and I'm literally 19 now, but I was just living my life. So I didn't really stop smoking cigarettes. I was smoking with my date, and I remember the first time I had ever purchased cigarettes. I was so embarrassed. I was so nervous. My anxiety was like through the roof because it's embarrassing. I don't know how to explain it. So I remember I went to the gas station, like the nearby gas station, and I asked for a 305, and oh my god, it was so embarrassing because the person didn't think I was like 18, and I had to show him my ID. It was just so embarrassing. And I felt guilty. Like I actually felt really, really guilty like when I bought them, because I was like, wow, like I gave in. Like I'm so weak. Like I gave in to the devil. Like I gave in to cigarettes. Like why am I so stupid? I felt really, really like guilty. So I'd say like a couple months after I got fired from Target, like 3 months after I got fired, is when I really just thought to myself, like, I'm really damaging my body. I personally don't even like the taste of cigarettes. I hate it. I hate the smell. I hate how it makes you smell like. I hate how it makes your breath smell like. It's terrible, and it's terrible for you. So I came into my senses and I was like, okay, like, it's gonna be a little bit hard. I'm not fully addicted to cigarettes, but I am starting to become addicted. So I need to stop. And I remember that day when I was like, you know what? That's it. Like I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to smoke a cigarette ever again in my life. And I haven't smoked a cigarette since then, and it's been like 1.5 years since that's happened. So since I said that I wasn't gonna smoke anymore. So that is the good part about my story, is that I had the willpower to stop. And I know there's a lot of people out there who start smoking and they don't have the willpower, or they get addicted and they get hooked on it and they can't stop, and they're just damaging their body, and it sucks, and it's really sad, and I'm happy and proud of myself for being able to do that. But I know there's many out there who are not. And there are many, many, many things you can do to stop. You can go to therapy for that. There's many, many tricks that you can do. Definitely for me, it was a little bit rough. Like I said, I was starting to get a little bit dependent. I started getting like itchy and like achy and like sweaty, and it sucks, but I was able to get through it. And that's the part, like that's the reason why I wanted to make this video, is because there is a way out of bad, or of an addiction, or of something, there's just a way out for everything bad. And it might be scary and it might be hard, but I was able to do it. And honestly, the main reason why I feel like I was really able to stop smoking cigarettes is because my parents are so anti-cigarettes. Like after watching this video, they're probably gonna kill me. I might not have a home anymore. So I'm definitely really, really scared to put this out and for the judgment, but I just wanted to share this for some reason. I wanted to talk about it. Like I said, YouTube is just like my therapist sometimes, and I feel good talking about some things that I've been through. And I think me, even though I'm only 19, I've gone through so much in my life. I've been holding back so much that I'm scared to talk about because of the judgment and my parents, but I'm just gonna go full force. I am dedicating myself to YouTube, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And this is a very, very important story, and I think it might help you and it might teach you something. Like, you know, trying new things is fun and it's cool, but don't try stupid things out, like smoking cigarettes, because you might get addicted and you might F up your lungs and your body. So yes, that was my story. If you guys don't hear from me, that's because my parents probably like took my phone away or something, I don't know. I'm 19, but they still ground me and stuff. So, okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions regarding my story or how I stopped and things that I did to stop, definitely leave it in the comment section below. I will definitely answer them as best as I can. I'm not a therapist, and I wasn't fully addicted to cigarettes, but it was something that I got attached to. So just keep that in mind. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.